Toma, más 18, más 18, más 18, más 18, más 18, más 18. Por si no te queda claro, más 18. ¿Se escucha bien? Lo voy a subir un poquito, por si acaso. Si está muy alto me avisan. Cuatro estudios. Vale. A ver, está guapo los estudios que tienen, ¿sabes? Después voy yo a trabajar y tengo una... ¿sabes? Una cueva. Mira, 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 mira. Ese es el jefe que nunca vas a tener. ¿Qué dice? Te pagan por jugar a juegos de mesa. Qué grande. Ah, ya sé que no. Por si acaso. Que me veo acabar a la gente crítica. Eso es publicidad. No, ni eso. No, en verdad, en pasatiempo te dan... Imagínate, a lo mejor tienes que estar 10 horas, ¿vale? En el estudio. Pero te dan 2 horas de descanso. Esas 2 horas te la pasas jugando ahí, ¿sabes? Ostras, pues calla, que veo a Indiana Jones, ¿eh? Estos son los 4 juegos que van a presentar. Ostras, cuidado que van a presentar a Indiana Jones.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual
¿Por qué tengo los subtítulos?
a secret at the heart of the living
¿Qué?
lands. At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity.
No entendí por qué tengo los subtítulos de eso, pero bueno.
And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the
A ver, gráficamente se ve bastante bien, ¿eh?
There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of
Me
choice that you get with
recuerda
an RPG.
un poquito Skyrim, ¿eh?
Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, gameplay director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted.
Sí, sí, pero literalmente es... A ver, sin quitar... Sin las armas, ¿vale? Pero...
Against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use...
No tiene mala venta.
Powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks.
Pero literalmente estoy viendo y yo digo, pero esto es un Skyrim. Pero en vez de usar mano estás usando un palito, ¿sabes?
You can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range. Or even dual-wield wands.
Vale, estoy viendo que también hay multijugador, ¿eh?
You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold.
Lo de atrás jugando.
Pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world.
Ostras, tiene la mesa esta lavadora. Lavadora.
Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences. Like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the living lands.
Se ve muy bien, ¿eh? Ahí falta sangre, ¿eh?
Fallen soldiers, and as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang
Mira,
of vigilantes.
ya no te miran de frente como los juegos de Bethesda, ¿sabes? Ahora te miran a un lado.
Our family
Es
deserves
el mismo
to know
plano, pero en vez de mirarte de cara así, te miran así girado. Oh, sí, me han dado.
Trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
My squad and I
¿Ves?
rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable
Es como,
zombies.
hola,
I was so
sí.
surprised. And
¿Qué tal estás? Muy bien. ¿Y tú? Y ustedes están ahí, ¿sabes? Yo estoy mirando allá.
Those monsters alone.
No sé por qué me hace risa, tío.
Everyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud.
Creo que prefiero meterla, ¿sabes? Que me miren de frente al menos, que me miren a la
That
cara.
I was paranoid, that I was a dumb baby. I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui,
Tío, ¿a quién
why is
miras?
he not here with you?
Si se fijan en los ojos, está incluso... Ve, ahora te pone de frente. Vale.
If you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges.
La gente quejándose de los juegos de Bethesda. Chacho, siempre el mismo plano, no sé qué, o la misma forma de dialogar, cambien tal. Xbox, girando la cámara, ya está solucionado. Ni tengo que reír, no sé por qué. Sí, estoy modo imbécil.
Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have
En verdad no puedo hablar, porque estoy haciendo lo mismo con vosotros. En vez de estar con la cámara de cara, de frente, os tengo así de lado, ¿sabes? Estoy hablando y mirando para allá. Soy un NPC. NPC moderno, ¿eh? A ver, yo creo que le falta... No, se ve muy bien el agua, ¿eh? Pero iba a decir que le falta como un poquito de ambiente real. En el sentido, si ven, está todo quieto. Parece todo estático. Ve, las hojas no se mueven, las plantas no se mueven nada. Está todo quieto. Ve, no se siente que hay aire, que hay viento, que hay... Bueno, aire, está asfixia, ¿no? Pero a eso es lo que voy, que no se siente vida, ambiente más bien, ¿no? Por ejemplo, estoy aquí, las nubes se ven espectacular, la iluminación se ve espectacular, pero falta esa sensación de ambiente, de sentirte que estás ahí. El agua se ve espectacular, pero ven, mira las plantas todas quietas, las palmeras, no sé. Vuelvo a repetir, no se ve mal, ¿eh? Los gráficos se ven bastante bien. Lo que falta, pienso yo, es eso, el ambiente. Puede ser que esto es un pre-alfa, ¿eh? O está en beta, no lo sé. Pero falta eso, ¿no? Un poquito de ambiente. Como tal. ¿Ves? Hasta el... No sé. Pero lo más difícil, que es... siempre lo digo, el agua está muy bien hecho. Ah, wait. ¿Este es exclusivo de Xbox o también sale para PC? ¡Toma! ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos! PC. Y si dice PC, Microsoft es Steam. Ya está. Entonces todos los juegos que van a presentar hoy están en PC. Es locos. Me hace risa que presentan los 4 así del tirón, ¿sabes? Van a presentar Indiana Jones. No me lo puedo creer, tío. Ya la gente está flipando. Está... ¡Indiana Jones! Y yo estoy en modo... A ver, quiero ver algo de Indiana Jones, me haría ilusión. A mí me gusta Indiana Jones. ¿Y qué pasa? Que no soy fanático de Indiana Jones, pero sí soy fanático de las aventuras de Indiana Jones, Tomb Raider, Uncharted. No sé, es un estilo de juego que me encanta. Ostras, van a enseñar Gameplay 2. Tenemos que jugar al 1, ¿eh? Tengo el 1, hay que jugarlo. Creo. Tengo que revisarlo.
With a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on the things that we really care about. And we hope you care about too.
Senua is back with a new quest. She wants to stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way, some of which will value her unique perspective, and others who will reject it.
Little by little, this settlement became my tribe.
In the game, Senua arrives in 10th century Iceland on the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover. Senua will make new enemies and also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope.
Perdón, culpa mía.
Discover along with us how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
Ostras. Esto se ve, vamos. Incluso dudo que mi 3080 vaya, ¿eh? No, sí irá, pero se ve espectacular. Imagínense jugar a 4K con una pantalla OLED. Ahí explota mi gráfica. Quería sacar una foto a esto y mandarlo por el server. Un segundo, perdón. Ya está. Quería sacar solo una foto aquí y mandarla por el Discord.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be.
No, hablando en serio, este juego le tengo muchas ganas. Y el 1 me lo compré, pues, creo que lo tengo. Ahora lo verifico en mi cuenta de Steam. Porque el 2, cuando vi que lo iban a sacar el 2, yo dije, es el momento de comprar el 1. Y desde antes lo quería comprar, pero no he tenido la ocasión y no he tenido el tiempo. Y lo he comprado y no lo he jugado. Así que por eso digo que le tengo muchas ganas y se ve espectacular. Gráficamente se ve alucinante, ¿vale?
We want the player to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
Wow.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone, better than I do. Her instincts are amazing, and she really doesn't need much help from me. On stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces. And then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again in-game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
Every discipline in the studio is unified in achieving a deep level of immersion
todo el mundo viendo
to help
el
suspend your
evento.
disbelief and pull you into Senua's story. We were lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips
ni de
in
broma.
Iceland. You have to be there. The sense of
Vale,
scale,
referencia, ya decía yo. ¿Y te imaginas que se ve así el juego? No, sería surrealista. Está basado en esos lugares. Por un segundo había flipado, ¿sabes? Tío, quiero jugarme ya el 1, tío. Quiero jugarme ya el 1, tío. Esta semana no puedo porque ya prometí Alan Wake. Pero a lo mejor la semana que viene jugamos. Vamos a ver.
There is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you, and it's a very beautiful experience. music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality.
Este juego lo vamos a jugar enterito, en directo. Pero enterito. ¿Estás de broma?
Music we are working with Hailun, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them.
¿En serio?
We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music. It really connects.
Buah, verdad, esto cuando presentaron el juego, esto estuvo muy guapo.
We are also working with a heavy metal singer.
Esto estuvo muy guapo.
They sing so beautiful and we add that binaural touch of music. So this all creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is
Cuatro
to
pantallas.
craft life-changing art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in Senua Saga Hellblade 2, is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Well, I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua, and we are creating this character that grows and grows and grows and grows and keep growing and keep changing.
Espérate. Puedo ver aquí esto, tío. Ahora sí. Llega un poco tarde, lo sé, pero bueno. Es que me acordé ahora, ¿sabes? No había entendido porque estaban los subtítulos antes y me acordé ahora. Yo, pero espérate, yo puedo comer los subtítulos, ¿no? ¿Qué? ¿21 de mayo ya? ¡Ay! Y PC. Y en Game Pass. Y me lo pillo en Game Pass, tío. Me refiero, lo compro de salida en Game Pass. Es que claro. Buah, no sé, tío. El Indiana Jones lo van a dejar de último. Segurísimo, vamos. ¿Eh? ¿Qué? ¿Square Enix? ¿Square Enix? ¡Oh! ¿Qué? ¿Y esto? ¿Y esta sorpresa? ¿Square Enix? ¿Y me vas a presentar a Square Enix? Esto es el juego, gente.
Greetings, Xbox players. My name is Masaru Oyamada, producer for the Mana series here at Square Enix. 聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの情報を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにいち早くお伝えできる機会をいただけて大変光栄です。コンソールゲームとしては
De esto no se sabe nada, esto es sorpresa, ¿no?
聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作
Ah, no, vale, nada. Sí, ya caí.
ファイナルファンタジー外伝として誕生して以降マナと聖剣をめぐって
Sí, se presentó. Ya vi el personaje que dije que era un... Ah, ¿cómo se llama este? Lo jugué en la Wii, tío. Está en Nintendo. Ah, que aparece los slime azul, tío. A ver si aparece el nombre. Ay, no aparece, no lo vi. Ah, no me acuerdo, tío. ¿Alguien se acuerda? Buah, no me acuerdo del nombre, tío. Capaz lo dijo y yo soy imbécil. Tío, no caigo. No me sale el juego, tío. Nada, déjenlo. Cuando me acuerdo lo diré. Y el padre de la serie, maná.
Hello, I am Koichi Shi from Gretz. I am so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players.
Que también va a salir para PC. A ver. Kevin. Yo con mi ratón cliqueo al lado y ya está. Me refiero, tampoco es tan complicado. Si tú me dices un boom, un tal, un sonido específico, sí, pero el de ratón que suenan todos iguales. Qué guapo. En verdad este juego me mola bastante. Me refiero, cuando lo presentaron... no, por si acaso no me refiero a Final Fantasy. Vale, que me veo ya en los comentarios. Final Fantasy... No. No. Se me fue. Se me fue. Lo tengo en lista de deseados en Steam. Pero nada, eso que me llamó muchísimo y se ve espectacular. Tipo, lo estoy viendo ahora y me provoca comprármelo ahora mismo. Pero la serie de Maná, de verdad, tanto tiempo lleva. Es que no conozco la serie como tal. Vision of Mana. Es que no conozco la serie. Simplemente el juego lo presentaron la última vez en el evento de Microsoft, puede ser. O en... No me acuerdo en qué evento. No me acuerdo. Lo presentaron en un evento que vi el trailer y me moló. Y dije, hostia, este se viene a la saca. Y ahora que estoy viendo gameplay, aún más me motiva para comprármelo. Buah, ¿cómo se llama, tío? De verdad. Voy a buscar un momento, tío.
見た目はアルマジルによく似た仙山港や古代エジプト神のアヌビスの子供といった具体的なイメージが浮かんできて、それぞれの特徴を取り入れながらラフデザインを書き起こしました。デザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらいながら、足の長さや丸まった時のイメージなど、ゲームの中で見え方も考えながら調整を重ねていき、ピックルを誕生しました。
Se ve que te cagas, tío, de verdad. Me encanta. Y el estilo artístico me encanta. Dragon Quest. Dios. Me costó. Me costó. Que Dragon Quest me encanta. Tipo, no, el último que jugué fue el de la Wii. Pero me encanta, no sé, me encantan todos los juegos que sacan. No he podido traerlo al canal, pero quiero traerlo. Y claro, Vision of Mana, yo veo que está basado en Dragon Quest. Que a lo mejor son dos cosas totalmente distintas, pero es que me encanta. Tipo, el juego como tal, me encanta, me flipa. Yo, Dragon Quest, me ha costado la Biblia, no me caía. No me salía el nombre.
探索中の BGM がバトルに入った瞬間、アレンジが切り替わる様を実際に聞いてみましょ
う。Wow, ojalá tenerlo ya en mis manos, tío. De verdad que me flipa, ¿eh?
今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。 空中でのアクションがバトルの鍵となっており、武器での攻撃だけでなく魔法での攻撃も可能になっています。そして本作ならではの特徴として、
Hostia, qué guapo, tío. Qué guapo. De verdad que me flipa, ¿eh? Es que no quiero ver más porque sé que me lo voy a comprar, ¿sabes? Ya para mí esto es spoiler, entre comillas. ¿Sabes? Ya no existe mi reacción de ¿y este boss? ¿Sabes? Tipo, ya este de la lata gigante que vimos en el evento, tal. Pero hay que verlo, hay que verlo, hay que verlo, hay que verlo. Fiel a la serie. Vale, está basado en una serie. Es que, de verdad, no he visto la serie. A lo mejor me la veo antes de comprarme el juego, ¿eh? ¿Cómo vender el producto? Este verano. PC. No sale en Game Pass. No sale en Game Pass, pero sale en PC. Me sirve. Lo voy a buscar ya. Dame un segundito, gente. Que sé que aparezco. Esto. Tengo un problema. Tengo un problema. Tengo un problema. Porque lo acabo de quitar y soy imbécil. O sea. Vale, ¿cuál va a enseñar? Vale. Un día no va a ser Voy a verificar que lo tengo en mi lista de deseados. Dame un segundo. Porque juraría que este ya lo tengo en mi lista.
Hello, and welcome to Oxide Games. We founded the studio in 2013 with our decades of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time, like Civilization V. We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love. Our History Untold is the game we've dreamt of making.
Aura is an homage to
Este juego es de estrategia, si no me equivoco, ¿no?
4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay
What? ¿Qué es esto?
this genre love, where you'll explore the world,
Sí, de estrategia. Espera.
govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international stage. But it isn't just more of the same. With Aura, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions
No
about
sé
the
por qué,
genre,
pero me mola
push
este
it
tipo
forward in a modern,
de juegos.
empowering,
Me llamo,
and truly
porque
compelling
todavía no lo he
approachable
jugado.
way.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack and expand the game and make it really good.
¡Qué grande!
That's Dan. We started in his basement.
Empezamos en un
It's been an
sótano.
amazing process. to keep
Qué
from
grande,
concept
tío.
to completion.
Así se empieza siempre, en un
We
sótano.
started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design
Dragon
assumptions, and
Quest.
prototyping
No,
out
no está en
features,
Steam.
rediscovering
¿Dónde
what made
está,
us
tío?
fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Aura. The
No, no, en
historical
Steam no
grand
está, no lo tengo en lista de
strategy game
deseados.
presents a living
Joder,
world
juraría que
where
sí.
you can rule how you want to rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious nation on the planet.
For Aura, we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency
No,
over their
no lo veo.
playstyle.
We also wanted to explore more in different parts of history and give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
And finally, we knew that for players to feel the impact of their decisions, they would need to see their choices reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into Aura
Vale, vale, sí, 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 sí sale en Steam. Lo que no está publicado aún. Vale, 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 ya lo pillé. Entré en la página oficial de Square Enix, busqué Vision of Mana, miré dónde se va a salir. Y va a salir para PS5, PS4, Xbox Series XS, Windows, la tienda de Microsoft y Steam. Vale, y cuando le doy a Steam para que me mande a la plataforma, da error. Pone que aún no ha sido publicado, así que perfecto. Confirmado, Steam. Yo juraría que estaba ya en Steam y lo tenía en lista de deseados, pero no.
And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of Aura, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world
Mira,
has
Call
ever
of the Lamb están
known. This
rebajados.
is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players the chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture? Military might? Scientific advancement? The choice is theirs. In Aura, there are no set victory conditions. Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Aura, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another aspect of Aura that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally getting to the outcome or reward of something like an important improvement or triumph just changes the challenge that exists in Aura compared to other 4X games.
Crafting plays out in Aura at a national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities' and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in Aura encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and reacting to their opponent's moves. In Aura, all players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios in the moment. This system makes Aura just feel more real. In a typical strategy game,
yo creo que de mi comunidad no hay nadie de juegos de estrategia, creo. Claro, esto para ellos ahora mismo es ZZ.
It's not easy sifting through all of history and picking what to include. For Aura, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders. Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or
Ahora presentarán Indiana Jones o habrá otra sorpresa.
Different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Yo creo que va a haber una sorpresa y luego va a haber Indiana Jones.
Determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play. And even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
Buah, verdad, para el World hay que jugarlo, ¿no? Para el World hay que jugarlo también. Se me había olvidado.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive.
¿Te imaginas la vida real? La cantidad de tigres por ahí paseando en el parque, ¿sabes? Vas con tu hijo caminando por ahí y ves literalmente 20 tigres ahí dando un paseo, ¿sabes?
¿Cómo corre?
¿Por qué me hizo risa, tío?
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game.
A finales de este año. La idea es que salga sí o sí este año a finales. Pueden conseguirlo, el juego no se ve tan mal. No se ve mal en sí, se ve bastante bien hecho y bastante adelantado. Así que lo que queda aquí a un año es perfeccionarlo. PC Game Pass. Curioso. No dice Game Pass, dice PC Game Pass. Porque, bueno, claro, Game Pass a lo mejor se refiere a las dos, tanto equipos y PC. Y PC Game Pass es solo PC. ¿Vale? Puede ser, puede ser. ¿Presentan un juego nuevo? No, directamente Indiana Jones. Vamos por allá. A ver, quiero verlo. Este es Indiana Jones. ¿Te imaginas? Un juego de billar. Uy, mira el mapa ahí.
Hej och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos Machine Games. We are really excited to finally be able to share our work on Indiana Jones.
La música.
Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented
escalofrío. Escalofrío no de miedo, sino
iconic franchises in pop culture. In this game,
uy. Por favor, que sea algo. Vamos a esperar, no vamos a hablar.
When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I'd had this idea for what it would be like and the story, what Indy was going after, what period of his life it was in, what kind of arc he was going to have. And as the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has
¡Ostras, la música otra vez! Es que me entra mucha...
everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to show you what the team here has been up to. Let's take our first look at the new Indiana Jones game.
¿Vistazo? Uy.
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones.
Uy.
While you were playing your pointless game,
¿Pero es el mismo actor?
You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
Le volvió a romper la nariz. Lucasfilm Games. Uy.
Myths.
Es en primera persona. ¡Oh!
History. Just different ways to interpret the past. Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs, scattered and buried. Just waiting to be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me.
Buah, no es la misma cara, ¿eh? Se parece, pero no es la misma. Se me hace muy raro que sea en primera. Pero se ve muy bien, ¿eh? Claro, estoy acostumbrado a un Uncharted, Tomb Raider. Claro, veo esto en primera y... No, pero es... No, pero es el mismo, ¿no? Es que se parece mucho, tío. Ahora mismo no sé si es el mismo o no, creo que sí. A ver, qué guapo, tío. A ver, es verdad que se ve raro lo del litigazo, sí, litigazo. Buah, la música, tío. Quiero jugarlo ya. Se ve muy bien. Se ve muy bien.
The Great Circle. You have any idea how old that was?
Quiero jugarlo ya. Me da igual cuánto cuesta.
Indiana Jones.
La cartera, ¿cómo es el meme de la cartera? Toma.
And he means so much to so many people. Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and memories. Most of us grew up with his adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for years. He's a brilliant archaeologist, he's a charismatic everyman, he's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with
Eso me pasa por Gil.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels.
Buah, literalmente está muy bien hecho, ¿eh?
It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting and interactive world we've built. We believe that being up close
Qué guapo,
to the
tío.
adventure is key.
Pero mira eso.
Feel like your own.
Whether it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles in ancient temples, or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a
A ver, se ve un poco raro, vuelvo a repetir, pero claro, a lo mejor es acostumbrarme a la visión. Pero aún así se ve bastante bien, ¿eh? Se ve muy bien, tío. No me...
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
When our game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping to learn why this particular relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to
A ver, nos va a contar toda la trama ahora. Tipo, es que literalmente, entonces ¿de qué me sirve jugar al juego si ya sé todo?
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be indie if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation. The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Sure, there will be
Qué
some
guay,
obstacles that will be more
tío.
easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun and, to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions.
Qué guay, tío.
Path through the environment.
Quiero jugarlo ya de verdad, tío.
Observing enemy patrols and using them to your advantage. Or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure with action propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look
Mucho más.
carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music. John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's
¿Alguien de aquí del chat
with his score for The Great Circle.
está ahora mismo igual que yo? ¿O me? Es que Indiana Jones...
We also take a very movie-like approach to things like cinematics.
Mira que no soy fanático, pero me gusta la saga. Y casualmente me vi la película, la última, la semana pasada.
Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help
Au.
bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main...
Se quedó en el suelo, eso significa que capú, ¿eh?
Just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
Fight. What do you mean if I can keep up? We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man.
Este es de la última película, ¿no? Me refiero, se parece, pero no es el mismo.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people compelled by their passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under in the skin. It's captivating.
Dead and forgotten in the sense.
Literalmente, es que me recuerda mucho a un villano, pero no recuerdo cuál. Creo que era... No es el mismo, no es el mismo, no es el mismo. Ellos lo crearon como nuevo, pero creo que está basado en el último, ¿eh? Creo. Bueno, no, porque el juego ¿cuánto tiempo lleva en desarrollo?
How you approach any given situation is up to you. You may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head. And when you can't use your wits, you got Indy's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect
la cara del hombre.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment.
Qué guapo. Pero está viendo cómo se ve el entorno, qué guapo. Ah, que también pasa ruido, what the fuck.
Use it in combat. Everything you'd expect from Indy's whip, and hopefully a little bit more. Puzzles are a key feature in our game. The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret.
¿En serio? Uy, eso me mola. Me encanta. Oh.
Gotta be kidding me.
I want to thank you all for joining us for our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games is known for creating these rollercoaster experiences with huge set pieces, surprising twists, and immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana Jones franchise and create such an authentic experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of.
Confirmo. Bueno, no sé si todo el mundo, pero yo sí.
To announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year.
¿En serio?
I cannot wait to share more.
Mira cómo roba. Qué grande, tío. Qué guapo, tío. Esto vamos, me lo voy a comer con papa. Ay, PC. Dice 2024, no confirma fecha. Prefiero que sea así. Pero, ostras, de verdad, que alivio. PC. A ver, todo lo que saque Microsoft para PC, lo sé. Creo que queda uno. Creo, ¿no? ¿Ya? ¿Qué? No, ya terminó. De los que han presentado, en principio... De los que han presentado, creo que me voy a pillar todos, excepto el de estrategia. Porque es el que menos que me termina de... Blaze, sí o sí. Vision of Mana también, sí o sí. Este es el de estrategia. Este ya veré. Tipo... No diré nunca, porque puede surgir que a lo mejor me da la fiebre y me lo pillo, o viene en un pack. Hago me llamó mucho. Me recuerda mucho a Skyrim. Vale. Y no lo vi malo. No lo vi nada mal. Indiana Jones, mira cómo se ve. Dios. No, Indiana Jones va a sacar del tirón. Indiana Jones no se me escapa. Y Vision of Mana, vuelvo a repetirlo, también me flipa. Qué flipe. No ha sido malo el evento, ha sido... Gracias por ver, qué grande.